Well, if ever a qualifying draw showed just how optimistic and pessimistic some football fans can be, Hugh, I think yesterday highlighted it perfectly. You speak to some, it's game over before a ball's kicked.
Yeah.
You speak to others and we've got a real chance of qualifying for Euro 2016.
I think I'm somewhere in between, Gregor. It's a hard draw. I cannot look at it in any other way. It's a hard draw. For me, possibly the games against the Republic of Ireland, home and away, could be the pivotal fixtures, because we know that Germany will win the group. We know that Poland will be a hard trip, as will Georgia. They're always difficult places to go. But it's the Republic of Ireland. Just because they're managed by Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane doesn't mean to say they're good. So we may have come out of pot 2 and we may have come out of pot 4, but I see them as our target.
When you look at that, it's going to be a very interesting clash, isn't it? Gordon Strachan, a former Celtic manager as well, who did manage Roy Keane in his brief stay at Celtic Park. It creates a wee bit of extra added interest for it as well.
And the fact that the game will have to be played at Celtic Park will give it added spice. As I say, just because they're managed by Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane, that can be deceptive. They have Robbie Keane, but he plays football in America and is in the twilight of his career. Aidan McGeady would come back to Celtic Park, always interesting. James McCarthy, so many elements to it that are interesting, but they are beatable. Germany took 6 off them in Dublin, so they are beatable, and if we could get 4, even 6 points against the Republic of Ireland, it could mean qualification.
And we're also going to get a wee look at Poland early on in this friendly next week as well, which, you know, their coach is in speaking exclusively to Craig Swan today about that, and it is going to give them an early chance to measure each other up.
I don't believe that you can ever go to Warsaw and expect an easy time of it, and I don't believe that when they come here we'll get an easy time of it. So they come into the difficult category. Georgia come into the one to be watched category, because we've had banana skins aplenty in the last 16 years. So it's very dangerous, apart from the good old Rock of Gibraltar, where the fans can all go and have a good time.
Certainly. Well, can you really?
I don't know, I've never been there, but I imagine the sun shines there, so our fans will go there and have a great
enjoy
time.
it. Now, looking at the league at the weekend, a couple of very interesting results there. And do you feel that Partick Thistle have made a few key signings in January, that might just be enough to pull them away from that relegation playoff spot?
I found that result, with the greatest respect to Alan Archibald, astonishing. How Aberdeen, in the kind of form they've been in, could come to Glasgow and lose 3 goals to Partick Thistle is beyond me. I have watched Partick Thistle come so near and yet so far on several occasions at Firhill this season, but they had Lyle Taylor in outstanding form, and Aberdeen crumbled after the miss of an early penalty. Still can't believe it.
Yeah, and it's not looking particularly good for St Mirren at the moment, and probably not for Jim Goodwin either after the latest incident. I mean, you wrote about it before and how people had to be careful about turning him into a hate figure, but we see another challenge that really doesn't look good for him at all at the weekend.
He didn't do himself any favours. He is the classic example of the tough guy on the park, the nice guy off the park. But that did not do him, his manager, who was sent to the stand, or his club any favours. I don't think the result against Ross County necessarily means that Partick Thistle will avoid the playoffs and St Mirren will go into them. I believe there are many twists and turns to come before this is over and done with, but St Mirren are in the mix, that's for sure.
Yep, and it will be very interesting to see how that develops in the coming weeks. Don't forget, you can see all the highlights from the weekend's top flight matches on our website today, and of course got all the news in today's paper and in the winner supplement as well. But for myself and you, thanks very much for joining us.